But one time I knocked on this guy's door and he peeked through the window. He's like, "Are you with Vivint?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "Okay, you're cool." And he was like showing me the gun the whole time. And I was like, "What's wrong with Vivint, dude?"
Hey there, welcome to Real Sales Dynamics, where we break down in-field sales footage in order to get you better at door knocking. Today, we're going to be going to Door-to-Door Con, or should I say, we just left Door-to-Door Con, but this is the intro that we forgot to record in the beginning of Door-to-Door Con. It was an absolutely amazing event. We were able to see Sean White, Lance Armstrong, Chris Voss, who I'm a humongous fan of, just a litany of amazing speakers, as well as actually Johnny Graham from Pacific United Power and Real Sales Dynamics. Glory was also a speaker and absolutely crushed it. So we're going to be going to that event. We're going to be having a couple different interviews and some wackier questions that we thought a lot of people wanted to know answers to. So let's get to it.
What is Door-to-Door Con?
Oh, okay. So it's like the biggest convention in the entire country for door-to-door specialists. So people who are in solar, who are in alarms, who are in pest control, anything you can kind of sell door-to-door, you're going to find the best reps, honestly, in the entire country who get recognized out here, as well as getting training from some of the best people in the country. Thanks, man.
Oh, yeah. That's true. We see you guys in person. Good to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Sweet.
First at your ankle. So take both your hands and get all of that positive adherence. We're gonna go yes, now the other ankle. Good. This is the weirdest thing.
Are you giving out drugs?
I'm giving out drugs.
Okay.
And I'm not a dope dealer, I'm a hope dealer. And I'm not pushing peas, I'm pushing panels. Yeah.
What's the most outrageous thing you've dealt with on the doors?
The most outrageous thing I ever dealt with on the doors was when two women actually kissed, and I said, huh, you guys must be homeowners.
I swear. Danny, how do you take your coffee?
Dude, I like it with bulletproof. Ghee butter, brain octane oil, and collagen protein.
Okay.
Every morning, the same coffee every day. It's like a protein shake every day.
So when do you actually have your first meal in the day?
2 hours, like usually an hour after I have my coffee, or I've been doing oatmeal the same time as I drink my bulletproof coffee.
Got it. Man, Myth, Legend, finally on YouTube. Okay, who are you?
Mike Gutschmidt,
Where do you work out of?
San Diego,
How long have you been in solar?
9 years,
Which company do you work with?
Sunder Energy.
Your first sale. Actually, you know what? What was your first door knocking pitch like?
Terrible. It was, I knocked on a guy's car door and I tried regurgitating a pitch that I read that same day. Got it from Ashton Buswell. We ended up talking about religion and anything except solar for most of the time, but I knocked 66 doors that day. Got shoot off some doorsteps, but I was like, okay, I can figure this out. I can get better at this for sure.
And what was your first close like?
Soft, but they signed. Soft and ethical, but they signed for sure.
Did you get the install?
No. It was in Denver in the winter. Installs took like 3 months, but again, you know, I figured that, man, I can get better at this. I can figure this out.
Got it.
Yeah.
How big is your team right now? Like, how big is the region? How many reps?
We're over 200 right now.
Got it. What's been your best year as a regional? Like, most amount of sales?
Almost 5,000, 4,700.
4,700 within your region.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say is like the biggest thing that you've done within your region in order to keep people there so they want to continue to grow with you?
The number one thing, I mean, biggest thing is being available, spending time with people, whether that's doing correlations, hosting events, hosting workshops with the leadership group, and just really staying in tune with people. You know, it's not, if you have a small org or a big org, you're not done yet. You're not retired. You don't just get to see them at one sales meeting, do some high fives, kiss some babies, and leave. You really got to lean in and water these relationships and spend time with people.
Got it. What was the wackiest door situation you've ever had? Like craziest fucking door interaction. I'm talking guns, knives, anything particularly wild. Apparently all the Mormons are worried about gay guys at the door. I'm not sure.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a fat gay pastor with his obviously trans Latino nephew, and they invited me in, played music for me,
Like bongos? Like what?
Piano. I kept trying to get them to sign. I think they ended up signing, but they were definitely not interested in solar, and they were interested in me, but got the boom for the competition, threw it down for the team. Didn't have to, cross any boundaries, but did it for the team for sure.
What's the stupidest purchase you made after you got your first stupid paycheck?
A timeshare.
Hi, this is Michael Gutschman. Michael actually got me really onto the right path when it came into solar. I was jumping in. I was working about 6 weeks for a very terrible solar company in Escondido, California. Actually met you on the doors with another regional manager at that time. Yep. He took me out for carnitas, and then from then on, we built a relationship that ended up, well, leading to this channel right now. Yeah. So thank you so much for what you've done, what you're building, your vision in the future, and the way that you've been able to foster amazing relationships throughout this industry in ways that other guys just didn't. Cool, man.
I'm doing it with you, bro.
All right. Who are you?
Joey Lober.
Where do you work?
Aveo.
Aveo.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you sell?
Solar.
Solar. How long have you been doing it?
Since 2018, but started in door-to-door in 2013.
Got it. What's the most outrageous thing you've dealt with on the door?
I've had guns pointed at me. I've had to outrun dogs, but it's normal. It's what we do. It's why we get paid the way we do.
But what kind of gun though was like pulled? It's like a handgun? Are we talking like an AR-15 situation with like a full-on?
No, I think it was like an old revolver. Actually,
revolver.
It was in Texas.
Texas.
In Houston. That same day, I actually saw guys just not driving, but riding horses through downtown Houston. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was a weird day.
Yeah.
I fell in mud that day. I got chased by a couple chihuahuas that day. They gang up on us, but they take us to the houses that want to buy.
What's your biggest hero story? Like sale that you had where you shouldn't have gotten it, you were able to pull off something completely amazing?
Most of them.
Months ago, I started it door to door. My first month, I did $70,000 back in Canada. Right, $70,000 the first month. I had no research, no data.
So Nathan, who are you? Which company you're working with?
I'm Jonathan, CEO of GoNano. So I started this company. Back then, we're a tech company that basically what we are doing is increasing the lifespans of building material. But our main market right now is asphalt shingle technology or roll down asphalt for commercial building as well.
So basically the protection that you're allowing for residential customers, which is who the majority of people on here are going to be paying attention to, is it can ensure the longevity of the roof by adding on this proprietary
blend of nanoparticle. Basically what we are doing, we're a tech company again. So what we do is that we basically prolong the lifespan, okay? But how it works is that nanoparticle penetrates the asphalt shingle and we modify the asphalt shingle from the inside out.
The thing that we were just chatting about, because obviously I work in Florida. So in Florida right now, if your roof is over 10 years old, insurance companies are required to actually, they're making it required so that you actually have to replace your roof kind of no matter what, which we find a lot in the solar industry. On top of that, you have obviously roofers who are knocking people's houses and saying, hey, we can get the insurance to cover it to replace the roof. So as of 2024, major insurance companies across the entire nation are no longer going to be insuring roofs, which means that all of the industries which run around the idea of I'm going to get the insurance company to pay for your roof are going to have to change the way they're selling completely.
Exactly. But major, that's why we have $50 million to $100 million a year roofing company switching their whole approach and are with now GoNano because it's the only solution now that it can generate leads pretty easily, right? Because now with our product, every door is an opportunity. You can go and literally sell our product on a brand new roof to a 15 years old, 20 years old roof because we have the solution for whichever the roof, the age of the roof, or even concrete or whatever else surfaces. So that's where it's a big game changer, and that's why now, there's a big switch. Insurance company are tired of paying big amount for replacing roof, and they're just getting away off the market.
So that's GoNano at Door to Door Con. Good to meet you.
Thank you.
You want a spoon?
Huh?
You want a spoon?
Spoon in general?
You want a spoon? Like, you want a spoon? I'm looking for a spoon. You do not.
You want to do the 60-second thing?
Let's do it. All right, guys, huge deal right now. This is the Wolf of Solar. I just like your name, bro. This is Carlos Morales, but more so than the name, guys, it's what he actually is able to do when he goes out there knocking doors. We've been looking up to you since we first started. You guys already know Real Sales Dynamics. We just got to hang out with Andy Patel. You know Andy Patel's over here now with you guys, so you guys are absolutely rocking it, bro. And so I'd just like to ask, like, what are you most excited about for this year and for more specifically Door-to-Door Con 7?
Honestly, being able to meet a lot of the most important people in door-to-door sales as a whole, you find this amazing thing where whether it's pest control, alarms, roofing, or anything along those lines, everyone's dealing with really similar objections. Everyone's dealing with really similar upswings than downswings and that kind of solar coaster or door coaster in general. And seeing how people are able to deal with that in really positive ways is going to be fun. Okay. So 60-second sales tips. Will, I need you over here. All right. So one of the main things you have to do whenever you're door knocking is to ensure that you're buying at least 5 seconds at a time, right? At any point, the customer can just go, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and slam the door. The quickest way to be able to do that is to be able to ask a question that's going to lead to them knowing or wanting to move forward with you, right? In this case, what we're gonna do is, I want you to think of a question that has to do with solar, right? And I'm gonna release another one as well. Okay, so have you ever heard of net metering?
Have you heard about the warranties?
How old's your roof?
Have you had anybody come by to talk about solar?
Have you ever looked into the power purchase agreement?
Do you know how solar works?
Do you know how old your electric panel is?
Do you know how new the roof is?
So by asking literally a litany of questions that can engage with the customer, it keeps them intrigued, and then you're able to move forward and actually sell that person.
Dude, that was...
What's your name?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm Brad.
Brad, good to meet you. So which company are you representing?
Repcard.
Repcard. How long have you been working with them?
Since it started.
Since it started?
Yeah.
So what's your position there?
CEO and founder.
You're actually the CEO and founder. You had a background in door-to-door sales before, right?
Yeah, I did it for 12 years.
Pests?
Pests, satellite, and a little bit of solar.
You did a little bit of solar?
Yeah.
So, because the thing is, like, I know for guys who I know have used it before, and even myself, I still end up using it, looking at regrid, landglide, things along those lines to make sure I'm getting 100% on title.
Yeah.
What have you guys done as far as adjustments to ensure you're constantly getting the most up-to-date information?
Yeah, so we buy the data from a third-party, just data warehouse, and we just try to update it every quarter.
Got it.
It's something that we can't update like every week. It's a big task.
Yeah.
But we try to update it every quarter just to stay as up-to-date as we can. Oh yeah, we 3X'd our business last year, and we're looking to 3X it again this year. And we just dropped our team chat function, our competitions.
Oh, nice.
And so these are upgrades to the platform that we're looking to continue to dial in and to leverage and to help businesses be more, to thrive more.
So you're essentially, not only do you have obviously Repcard where you send it over to the customer or to the recruit, but then you're also essentially taking over where GroupMe left off. So apps like GroupMe, things along those lines, in order to take over what they're using.
Yeah, the biggest request we get from business owners is they want all their reps to be in one platform.
Yeah.
So that they can just give them Repcard and they can have access to all the tools that they need. And so we've tried to address that through creating a ton of different features that can help them literally have everything on one platform. And then we just made a feature that will allow them to link out to other platforms if need be. Anyways.
Well, thanks, Brad.
Hey, thanks for your time.
All right, keep crushing at Repcard.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. What's your name?
Jacob,
Where are you knocking?
Bakersfield, California.
What are you selling?
Solar.
Solar. How long have you been selling solar?
I've been selling solar. First door I ever knocked, I was 17.
Okay, 17 years old.
Yeah.
And you watch Real Sales Dynamics?
Oh, heck yeah, all the time.
Okay, what have you gained from watching that?
Just kind of like consistency. Like, it helped me get back to where I needed to be. Seeing that, watching the videos every day, seeing you guys overcome objections, talking about it, just got me in the right mindset for the doors every day.
Okay, what was your first sale like?
My first sale, it was actually my girlfriend's mom. And didn't go very good. So she ended up canceling 30 days later.
Your girlfriend's mom canceled on you after your first sale.
It was one of the craziest things. It was like a 2-month-long process of her asking questions about the loan, not trusting it. So obviously she didn't trust me for some reason.
So obviously you broke up with her, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. You're still with her right now?
No, I didn't break up with her at that point.
Oh, okay. It was just
later.
Okay, but did you bring that up whenever you guys broke up?
Oh, heck yeah, dude. I was like, your mom's crazy, dude.
So like, what's the worst thing you've dealt with out there?
I have I've had a gun pulled on me. Not pulled, like pointed at me, but shown to me a couple times.
Okay, like what kind of gun? We're talking like an old Western revolver, like a gat?
I don't know too much about guns.
Okay.
I mean...
You are Californian.
I am Californian, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
But one time I knocked on this guy's door and he peeked through the window. He's like, "Are you with Vivint?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "Okay, you're cool." And he was like showing me the gun the whole time. And I was like, what's wrong with Vivint, dude? Like, chill.
I think that should be like a great review for your company. We're not Vivint, and just literally have that whole.
That's our slogan, dude.
That's your slogan.
We're not Vivint.
We're not Vivint. Okay, I think that's a really, really strong way to go. Okay, all right. Well, thank you, Jacob. All right, thank you, brother. Yeah. So, who are you?
I'm Frankie Patetta,
Where are you selling out of?
Reno, Nevada.
What are you selling?
Solar,
What company are you working with?
Sunder Energy.
Got it. What was your first sale like?
First sale, didn't know a lot, went in there with just energy and happiness, and the product sells itself.
Got it. Did it cancel?
No, actually, my first
Good
one
for
didn't
you.
cancel. Yeah.
Wow, your first one didn't cancel.
Yeah,
That's
it took
amazing.
forever to install, and there's a lot of issues, but it was worth it for them, and they're happy now.
Okay, outside of solar, what's your passion project?
Yeah, so right now I talk about spiritual stuff on TikTok, so I do that sometimes.
Frankie, be honest with me. Are you microdosing right now?
Not right now, but I wish.
You wish. Okay, got it. Okay. Well, Frankie, thank you so much.
Yeah,
brother.
nice to
All
meet
right,
you.
nice to meet you.
What's up? This is Carlos. He's the man. If you don't know it, you haven't been watching him because he's the man. Is that all you need me to say?
No, not quite.
Ashton Mitchell Buswell.
Where are you working out of?
San Diego.
What's the most amount of sales you've ever had in a week?
46.
What's the most amount of sales you've ever had in a year?
I actually don't know that number.
You don't know that?
I should know that number.
Yeah.
I don't know that number.
What was your first sale like?
Man, my first sell was in solar. There was so I've sold door to door since 2005.
Yeah.
So my first sell selling door to door, I was just like completely winging it.
Yep.
Here's what I'm doing. Do you want it? First sell in solar was a little better than that, but probably pretty similar. Yeah.
What was the oddest situation you ever got into knocking doors with a customer or a potential customer?
Oh man, so I'm straight, but I had a gay guy hit on me pretty hard, like really hard, and I got pretty uncomfortable.
Did he sell him?
So I had already sold him.
Oh.
But it was over the phone that I was just following up, checking in, and it was crazy awkward.
What was the first stupid purchase you made when you made your first stupid amount of money?
Too many Reese's peanut butter cups.
Too many Reese's.
That might be it.
Okay. So what's the worst situation you've seen then when a rep first gets their big fat check? What was the dumbest thing they bought that you saw?
I don't like it when reps get a big fat check and buy a big fat car.
Yeah.
That's like a stupid thing. Don't do that. Use your old car that's got you here. It'll keep getting you where you need it to go. Put your money in a place that's better than a fancy, really fast appreciating car.
Yeah.
Personal opinion.
All right, well, thank you, Ashton. Cool.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, brother. So, Joe, you run, what's the name of the company? Zero, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're at Door to Door Con right now. Obviously, you guys have a huge banner, so you're doing okay. Your business is doing well.
We're doing
well
okay.
enough.
Yeah.
What are the main approaches that you're taking to helping out door knockers right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're doing great. We increased our revenue like 14x last year. We raised $18 million. Last year here we had just 3 people. We have 21 here. So what are we doing? We're basically declaring war on the 80-20 rule.
Got it.
Where 20% of reps are responsible for like 80% of the sales, and the reason is like everyone else just isn't doing what those top reps are doing. And so what we do, we're an app that you download to record the conversations on the doors or in the field. Then we use AI to show the reps and the managers how to close more deals with the examples of the actual top rep recordings.
Okay, so you're basically taking information from who were some of the sales guys that you were, if you don't mind me asking, or I don't know if you had to just sign a non-disclosure agreement. Was it other solar guys that you got their information and then you place into a system, or how does it work?
Yeah, great question. So right now, it's the top guys in your company.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised, even though you knock next to and go to the team meetings with a bunch of these people all the time, once you actually get into the audio, you're going to be surprised by some of the things they're doing that you don't realize they're doing that you can take and start to implement. But we are working on bringing in some experts in the industry to add into the system for everyone. All you need is one light bulb moment to get to your next breakthrough.
Got it. And are you partnering with another door knocking app, or is it like built in? There's already like a rep card or sales rabbit type of app that's part of it.
You definitely still want to get a canvassing app.
Okay.
Zero can work standalone or through a canvassing app.
Okay.
So we just did partnerships with Gamify behind us and Sales Rabbit behind them. where the serial recording will actually live inside of the canvassing app and start and stop automatically as you're knocking, so that it's so easy. You never have to worry about forgetting. Of course, you can opt out if you don't want the automatic. Right now, what people do is when you get out there, you just press this button right here on your lock screen, and you only have to press that button in the door knocking setting once a day. When you get out of the car to start knocking, then as opposed to start, stop, start, stop, start, stop between every door, it'll actually run in the background and automatically identify where each conversation happens and separate it out into its own recording. That way you don't have to hit stop until you're getting back in the car at the end of the day.
Got it. Did you have a background in door knocking before you did this?
I got started selling Cutco knives.
Nice.
So did that for a summer, didn't expect to like it or be good at it, but loved it. And was pretty good at it. And the reason I started Zero is because the next summer as a manager, I couldn't get a single one of the 186 reps I hired and trained to sell as much as I had the previous summer.
Got it. And you ended up basically building out a platform in that. And what was the oddest situation you ever ran into when you were doing Cutco knives?
The oddest situation.
Like no one ever used a knife in order to like try to get you or anything else like that?
Well, I did cut myself twice during demos.
Nice.
And then basically put my hand in my pocket to not show the customer that I was bleeding all over the paperwork. And I did the rest of the demo with one hand and then had a pool of blood around my freaking hand in my pocket after I left.
Yeah. And then
I did sell that customer, by the way.
You sold that customer there?
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. And the last question is, when you had, after your first big summer, right, you were doing Cutco knives, what was your one stupid purchase once you got your first stupid amount of money?
Maybe this ginormous Halo poster that's like as big as my wall. It's like a mix between like the Obama Change campaign, like that kind of style.
But it's Master Chief?
But it's Master Chief, and instead of hope, it says believe on the bottom.
Love that.
I'm a huge Halo fan.
Yeah.
So that was definitely the stupidest purchase. It's still right above my bed today,
Okay.
so yeah.
Well, we'll start using Zero as long as you can agree to have Halo 2 playing on the background next time we come over here, so I can take you down.
that happen.
Okay, perfect. All right, it was great meeting you, Joseph. Who are you?
I'm Mr. Brandon Hall. Help companies not suck at recruiting.
Got it.
And help people help with their gun selection, and try to provide the bikini models to the events.
Okay, so that's your main thing, is bringing bikini models to events along those. That makes sense. What's the company?
The company is Shut the Fluff Up. Now, technically what we do is we help companies with their recruiting departments, building out their culture platforms, competition platforms, and more the executive side of stuff, helping develop leaders. We're not door pitches, we're not how to get inside of the house, we're not how to street tracks, everything one step above that, no. So.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Natty or not?
I am natty. I'm very natty. Well,
so was Ronnie Coleman. I mean, it makes sense.
I might take a little TRT, a little test sip and maybe a little HGH and some HCG, but I don't mess with the anabolic stuff. So
I like how it's like natty, but also all these categories. So no tremboloni sandwiches then?
No tremboloni sandwiches, no.
What was the stupidest purchase you made once you had made your first stupid amount of money?
Probably my armory, and I haven't had a chance to use it for anything yet. I was getting really excited when the riots were happening, but I got about $150,000 of guns in my basement. So
okay, no, that's the best answer yet. I think the second best answer was the ginormous Halo photo, which I was not expecting whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely. Good seeing you again, man.
Dude, what's the wackiest thing you've ever dealt with on the doors?
I had a gay guy come on to me and talk about the things I would do to get his business, and he didn't answer the door. He spoke through a ring. He said, "Come on in, I'm in the back." So I go into the back, and he's laying there in the bed, and I was like going into the presentation because I'm in work mode. I didn't realize he saw me and was coming on to me, and basically was like, "Hey, I'm not really interested in your service, but if you're willing to throw some extra goodies in here, I'm happy to go into it." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, the last guy that came over to my house, he got butt naked and started dancing for me." And that's how I ended up signing up for that service. I said, "What?" And then he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Some guys like pussy, I like buttholes." I said, "What?" And so I'm like, "Sir, unfortunately I'm not here to do that, but I can do a really good deal for you." And then he kind of got a little angry with me, but he ended up getting the deal, and I did nothing of the sort. But that was one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, and that really shows that as long as you keep your frame, you don't need to actually take off your pants in order to get a deal.
Yeah, he was, bro, that was wild. He was like sitting in his bed, like looking at me all funny. I didn't realize because when I'm in work mode, I'm like so dialed in. And yeah, that was very interesting. Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Dude, I'm loving this. By the way, outside of this, what was the dumbest purchase that you made once you got your first stupid check?
Ooh, dumbest purchase I've made with my first or big check.
Yeah, like when you just don't say something like a Honda.
So I bought a $60,000 crypto miner, and then I put it in my house and put solar panels on it and maxed out the solar loan to get a $60,000 commission. So I figured, hey, I'll put the panels up, take the $60K from my commission, buy the crypto miner, put the crypto miner in my living room, and it heated my whole house. So then I'm like, shit, I can't leave this in here because the AC's cooking. And so then I take I build a shed outside, put the crypto in there and run AC on it. And then I didn't have enough panels to put up to cover the offset of the electricity usage. So then ultimately, I was paying $1,000 to the utility company, $700 for my solar loan, and the crypto miner was making $1,500. So I got wiped out. So now I have no crypto miner. I have a $700 a month solar payment when before I had solar it was like $120. So that ultimately, if I don't pay off the loan after interest rates, I'll spend $250,000. And yeah, stupid ass decision.
Perfect.
And the crypto is just sitting, the miner is just sitting in my freaking in my house.
Okay, outside of crypto and solar and door knocking, what's your other passion? Like, what's your other little passion project that you have?
I like doing humanitarian work. So I went to Africa this year, built a school down there with Solar Gives Back. So that's one of my fun things I enjoy doing. And then I like going to antique shops and buying vintage stuff. So those are my big things I like doing.
Perfect. All right, well, thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good. Who are you?
I am Cam Wallace.
Where do you work?
I work at Sunder Energy.
Which city?
I'm in Orange County, California.
How long have you been doing solar?
I've been in solar since 2019.
How many installs did you have your first year?
My first year I had like 85, something like that.
85? And then what did you do last year?
Last year I did 120. Usually I'm right around 120.
What is the dumbest purchase you made after getting your first big check?
Oh, that's a really good one. My ex-wife.
Cam, has anyone ever tried to recruit you?
Yes, many times.
Okay, what was the worst recruiting pitch that you had ever been given?
Oh man, it's hard to explain, but just some of the DMs. I would just say if you're gonna DM somebody, make sure you know who they are and you have some sort of value proposition, because I've had some of the most shocking DMs, especially a certain company in San Diego that you used to work for. One of their district managers just has the most horrendous recruiting approach I've ever seen in my life. Don't lead with insults and don't lead with bashing someone else's company. I'll tell you that right now.
Perfect. All right, thank you, Cam. And that wraps it up for Door to Door Con for this year of 2024. It was a little bit smaller than last year, but it was also really interesting. For the last 5 years within the solar industry, you've seen massive growth. And then out of nowhere, there's been a turn, mainly due to interest rates and a lot of other changes in the last year. What that means is that little solar recession is going to lead to an explosion of solar sales opportunities coming into the next year, where the people who actually stuck around and learned how to deal with different types of objections and were able to crush it in the solar industry are going to be able to do even more coming into this following year. So make sure to come to Door to Door Con next year. Make sure to also come to our event in Central Florida, February 12th, where I'll be giving a boot camp to give out free information on how to jump into solar sales or refine your solar sales pitches and closes. Make sure as well to subscribe down here and click one of these two videos. YouTube thinks you're going to like it a lot.